Now that the House of Assembly has adjourned indefinitely, what are the implications of failing to represent the 2025 budget as directed by the Supreme Court? Is it likely that the governor will be held in contempt of court?
Well, my understanding is that the governor has requested for permission to present the budget, and his responsibility to submit the budget to the clerk of the House, who will now table it before the House and have it discussed. Once he has done that, he has performed his own duties, his responsibility. It is left for the House to now consider the budget and to deliberate and pass it. The governor cannot spend any money in the state without appropriation law. So I think it's important that that process is completed. The implication is that if he has done what he's supposed to do, submitting the budget proposal as directed by the Supreme Court, and the House adjourned definitely and does not consider it, then there will be a breakdown of governance because there will be no fiscal spending, and that will be a bad day for Rivers State and for Nigeria in general.
Okay, now you said it would be a bad day for Rivers State if the bill is not considered by the House of Assembly. Help us to understand. If you said the governor has done his own responsibility, he's written for permission, and the House has adjourned indefinitely. Now, if it's not considered, who has the responsibility to report back to the Supreme Court so that that order of non-release of FARC will get back to the state? Right? Because do you make the state to keep suffering if the major gladiators are there fighting?
Well, there are options to follow. One, there are legal options, there are political options, there are also social movement options. Now, the legal option to follow is to go back to court and to ask the court to compel the House to do, the needful. Either you go to the Supreme Court for Supreme Court to enforce it, which is very unusual because every court can enforce the order of the Supreme Court. So it's very likely you'll go to Rivers State High Court and ask for order of mandamus, which is clearly a judicial process where a public officer can be compelled by the court to perform his public duties. So the court can compel the Speaker of the House and the Clerk of the House, and indeed the entire House of Assembly of Rivers State to perform their statutory constitutional duty. So that's an option open to the governor to take the legal remedy. The second option is to take political remedy, which is seek political solution to the problem. I mean, there's nothing stopping the Rivers State government inviting the federal government. President Tinubu, who was the state governor for like 8 years and had the same issues with fiscal tussle with the federal government. So nothing stopping the governor approaching the President Tinubu to mediate in the matter, which is a political solution. And thirdly is social solution, mobilize the Rivers State people, because if there's no spending, it affects salaries. Salaries will not be paid. Contracts will not be awarded and paid for. Even the members of the House whose subvention and funds comes from appropriation law will also be starved of funds. So those kind of pressure from society can also help to convince the Rivers State the members of the House of Assembly of Rivers State to do the needful. After all, they represent constituencies in Rivers State.